Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda Sarai. Happy autumn equinox. So I am going to share a really beautiful oracle card reading with you today. So I also just want to share that I had to charge my phone before I recorded. I keep it simple. I record on my phone for now. I had a whole other setup and I was like, no, this is way easier. So I saw 222 on the phone, and it's the 22nd, so we're in the equinox energies, although tomorrow is the official equinox, and it was 27% charged, and I was like, oh, it's 9, that's a 9 energy, and it's 9:22, so I was like, okay, now is the time to go, so we're going with it, and it's 111 on the timer. So I wanted to also share, before I get into the cards, that this week has been really intense energetically for many people. So we had the new moon last week. Mercury went direct, and I don't know about you, but I was like, oh yay, it's gonna be beautiful energies. Of course, we still have the retro shade energy for Mercury, and Venus went direct the other week, so I was like, beautiful energies. And yes, this is a beautiful energy, and yet, wow, we've had multiple solar flares, and there's just a lot of intensity with this portal that is bringing us into balance. It's the balance point. Libra begins tomorrow, Libra season, and that's the scales. So this is justice, this is balance, but we're being called to integrate the duality. So many women in particular have been feeling intensity via their cycles. So obviously this won't resonate with everyone, and even if you're not on your cycle right now, especially if you're a masculine who doesn't get that, a male who doesn't have a cycle, then you might be experiencing it very differently. But I know many women have had migraines and abnormal, intense experiences on their cycles, myself included, and there's a lot of sacral chakra healing and clearing going on, and for women, but also men, because we all have a womb energy. It's that life force creation energy space. And the womb is the portal of creation. So a lot of us are clearing out the energies in that center, especially the sexual distortions, the emotional distortions that have kept us out of our power, kept us in separation, in lack, and scarcity. So if you've been feeling that, then yes. And this goes even deeper. I may share another video when I've fully anchored in and grounded, but this morning I woke up barely able to function myself. I did not know that I would be able to actually record this video for you all, because that was the intention. And I just my brain fog was through the roof. It almost felt like a psychic attack, but I was like, I don't know if it's that. It might just be this intensity that's working through me, because I'm a transmuter. I do it for the collective, not just my own stuff. So I feel it all. I really feel it all. And sometimes I feel like I feel it just to reflect it to others too. But it was a doozy. I was voice noting a couple people, and I was like, I need to pause. My brain just can't do this right now. And it was so intense. And I went to the sauna. I even had some congestion. I was feeling very off. I'm feeling a lot better, but still a little out of sorts compared to my normal, as far as a little bit of congestion. But obviously, I'm feeling a lot better now. I hope that's being reflected, because I feel so much better. I did the sauna, I showered, I did my hair, I did all the things, but I was laid out for a while there, not knowing if I would be able to accomplish anything today. That's how intense it was for a while there. And so there is very much this energy, which is reflected in the cards, of self-care, of giving yourself time and space to integrate, because literally integration of duality, integration of polarity, integration of masculine and feminine is precisely the energy that we're working with right now. So the first card that came out from the Work Your Light deck is Get Grounded, which feels so aligned. It was at the bottom of the deck, to be really clear, so it literally feels like the anchor anchor point for us as we move through this equinox portal, this gateway, this threshold, which is, I feel like I've seen this coming up in the collective. I've been mostly in my own energy, but I've seen a few things here and there, and I trust what comes into my field is important to tune into. That a lot of people are saying that this is like the rapture and stuff like that. I don't buy into that myself. It is, I do think, a powerful threshold. We've been moving through this birthing portal, particularly since the Pisces full supermoon, the end of August, where I felt this is the end of the Piscean age and the new golden age is beginning. And in fact, in the next deck, we have that golden energy coming through. So I will share that. But there is this whole birthing portal. I mean, we're clearing millennia of distortion through our physical vessels right now. So there's a very real need for us to get grounded and to really connect with nature. So literally ground into our body, but literally go out into nature, connect with Gaia, Mother Earth. That's very much a Virgo energy. And so even though we're exiting Virgo season, entering Libra, we need that balance to maintain within the physical vessel. So there's been a lot of physical vessel clearing happening over the past month or so. And we're meant to carry that energy with us through the portal. So definitely connect as much as you can with your body, whatever practices you need to do, and get out in nature as much as you can. I will also share that I have, and I will link them below and share a little bit more later, but I do have an integrating duality guide, a ritual guide that works with the light and dark goddesses to help us come into integration. And there is a separate but associated activation that works with that integrating duality that I will link below if you want to have some assistance with that, which includes embodiment practices and journaling and reflection and how to create a sacred space for yourself as well. So the next card that came out is yes, just say yes, which I love for this forward movement, portal, threshold, gateway energy that we're working with. And that gateway energy was really reflected in the cards. But as we move forward, we have to leave behind anything that is not aligned. So what are you clinging to? So this crumbling is like, there's a huge, massive gateway that we're walking through. But in order to get to this beautiful energy on the other side, which is like golden age, new earth energy, there's a lot of like oranges, which feels like a fall energy too. So I really love that that came out. But we have to leave behind everything that is not aligned. So is there something that you're still holding on to, an old way of being, an old pattern, an old relationship, an old job, an old place of living? Like it could be literal physical life things, and it could also be internal energetics that you're still clinging on to, patterns of scarcity, patterns of not feeling enough, patterns of unworthiness, patterns of victimhood that make it safe for you to stay small. You have a reason, you have an excuse to not be putting yourself out there. And I get that it goes deep and it's really scary, but we're being called to be brave and courageous and really step forward into the light, through the threshold and into the light. We're leaving behind the storm. So there's like, but this is also activation energy. The lightning is activating. It's plasma consciousness, and these plasma frequencies are connected with crystals. It's connected with activation. So they're working through us as well. So the next we have, I did that one already, the yes card, the inner temple. So how do we know? We tune in to the portal of our heart. We tune into this devotion energy. How are we meant to step forward and share our gifts and be of service to the world? We tune into the portal of our heart, the inner temple. So this is how we connect. This is how we embody the truth that resides within, the truth that lies within our treasure chest, that is our heart. So this card is really calling us to do that. And what I find so fascinating about this pull is we just saw the yes card, and then what came out, it was the no card. I was like, come again? So I tuned in. I was like, is this actually one of the cards. Like, I got my pendulum out and everything. I was like, does this make sense? And wait, postpone, pause, say no. So there's a lot of layers to this. I saw 1010. So there's a duality here. Of course, integrating duality is precisely what we're working with. So of course, both of these seemingly contradictory cards came out. But so for some of us, we may resonate with this. There may be a message in the yes card. For others watching, it may be more of this no card, but it could be both. It could be, there are things you're meant to say yes to right now. But in order to say yes to that, we have to say no to other things. It could be that there are things that we're meant to step into and say yes to stepping forward into our soul calling. And in order to do that, we have to say no to old ways of being. We have to say no to old relationships. We have to say no to the things of the past that would keep us small or stuck, are clinging on in some way, you know, connecting to this crumbling card. So they actually all work really beautifully together. And then tuning in with the devotion of our heart, that's being embodied in our truth. And so we have these two cards kind of anchoring in that threshold energy. All right. So that felt like a really beautiful opening working with that deck. And then I pulled out the Star Seed Oracle. So the first card that came out, and I also want to presence that I pull very intuitively. I clear the space, I call in protection, I do all the things. It's 11:44 on the clock, and I just allow the cards to come out as they want to. There is no particular method. And it also, I'm just not gonna lie, guys, like, I know a lot of readers will do this on camera, so it's like real time when they record that they're shuffling and pulling the cards, but I'm terrible at shuffling. And this one deck is so big. It is huge. It's 88 cards, and the cards are large. They're physically large cards. My hands are small. I cannot shuffle very easily. So I'm like, let's just spare everyone, and I'm gonna shuffle like beforehand. And maybe I'll practice and find a better way to shuffle the cards and work with it. But for now, I'm just gonna do it and pull the cards before I record, because also the messages that come through, it's a full message, so, you know, to spare you the time. So the first card that came out was the Whale and Orca Elders, Share Your Song, Frequency of Sound, Diving Deep. So this is very much throat chakra activation that's been kind of coming through, and the throat and the womb are very intimately connected. So when we clear our womb space, we also help to activate our throat chakra to be able to fully express our truth, our embodied truth. So share your song, frequency of sound. This is literally speaking our truth, putting ourselves out there. And it doesn't have to be always by speaking. It could be writing, it could be through art, it could be by creating our business, but sharing our particular frequency that is here to uplift humanity. Diving deep. So this is connecting into the womb space. So whales obviously are deep sea creatures, and they're very high frequency beings that activate us, and they communicate through frequency, right? And the frequency travels through water to communicate with others, but it's this frequency communication, but it's also this diving deep into the depths of our womb space to clear all that is holding us back. And so this ties into this sacral chakra womb clearing that I was speaking into at the beginning of the video. So of course this came out, and I think I will share another message about this. I will, when the time feels right, maybe over the next couple days, just before I integrate with it, because there was this lake energy that another channel was sharing about, and you know, when I do that video, I'll share the link to her stuff, but it just all felt so connected to my entire journey. And so I've been really feeling into it, but this is a powerful message coming through for us all. And then here we have the golden children. So golden age, the golden children are here to carry us through the threshold into the new golden age. So inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So maybe you've also birthed a beautiful golden child, a high frequency indigo rainbow crystal child, and maybe you are one. So this is our role, to usher in the new golden age, to walk humanity through the threshold. And you will see in the next few cards how much this beautiful threshold energy has been coming through. And of course we saw it in the crumbling in order to walk through the threshold. So it's almost like a progression in this deck though. It's a little bit empty, like looking through this threshold, it's a little bit like, okay, what's there? It's a void space. But then in this card, which came out next, it's gorgeous. It's this gorgeous iridescent energy. And I've been connecting with this particular iridescent energy, which I'll do another video on. It's an aurora frequency. It's just really stunning. Aurora was coming through over and over and over, the word. And I was like, yeah, I like that name. But then I was like, oh no, this is something way more than just a name. So doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. So there could be some unexpected opportunities coming through as well. You know, the yes and the no energy, you're gonna have to tune into the portal of your heart to feel in, but see the difference between these two portals. As we get closer to the portal, we see the magic that awaits on the other side, the beautiful iridescent energy that awaits. It's so gorgeous. And then the next card was a new earth. What's on the other side of this beautiful portal when we step through the threshold? It's happening. Keep holding the vision. So we are meant to keep holding the vision as we move through this portal, this threshold, this gateway. Oh my gosh. And that beeping, that honking, I feel like is like, pay attention. Yes, pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the messages that are coming through, because we are also being called to be very impeccable with our energy, that yes, no energy, the integration of duality. What is meant for us? What is aligned for us? What is not? As we are here to create the new earth, to step through the portal. And there's more water energy here, but she's above the water. And in order to get to this space though, the last card of the first, there's a call coming through. I forgot to turn it onto airplane. Poll for this was weight of the world. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. So again, we have that duality energy. In order to walk through the threshold and, get to the new earth, we have to let that stuff go, that crumbling, the yes, no energy. So I was really feeling this weight of the world energy. And like this morning, it literally felt like I was drowning, being crushed almost, energetically speaking. So I am not surprised that this card came out, because I know that I'm not alone in feeling that. And it passed, thank goodness. I'm very grateful, guys, that it was not a longer term thing. And I've been moving through this process for years, to be clear, guys. Like I have been doing so much clearing, healing, family lineage healer. And I had cancer years ago and I had to clear that pattern and all sorts of things, right? So it goes really deep. I've had many lifetimes pulling forward priestess energy, but there's so much distortion in that as well. So like I get it. And it can feel like we're drowning, but the thing is that we live on a water planet, but there's also a lot of earth energy. We're meant to step out of the watery depths. I have a lot of deeper placements in Scorpio, Pluto, Saturn, and my South Node. So I know the watery depths energy. We're meant to emerge from the watery depths and step onto land, to live fully free, and then to spread our wings even and soar, but like grounded and confident. So we're grounded on earth and we have wings. We have the ability to fly as well. We just need to emerge from the watery depths. And it's not to say like the water is bad, but that's kind of the emotional energy of the womb space that we are clearing right now. If that makes sense. I hope that does. And then I felt like there were a couple more cards, because those cards, they just were right there wanting to be shared. And I was like, Yes, 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 yes. Here's a beautiful sequence. Thank you guys for sequencing that right up. And then big picture, I felt like more wanted to come through. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So again, we have another gateway here, but it's like we're kind of already there in a sense, but we have this above below energy, this reflection coming through, and many of us may have these big visionary ideas to help build the new earth. So allow that to come through, allow that to be birthed through you, allow yourself to take action on those inspired ideas. So definitely everything is connecting so beautifully here. And then, interestingly, we have again this duality. Wait, it's not time yet, things are being woven. So we have this step through the threshold, the gateway, the portal energy, and we have this wait. So it looks like she is being birthed through the womb of this beautiful spiral galaxy. It looks like she's waiting to move through this threshold, but in fetal position, like she's a little baby waiting in the void space of the womb to move through this beautiful spiral portal. And I just saw 2112, a mirror number. I've been seeing a lot of mirror numbers lately. So again, that duality, the both and it could be that you're not waiting forever. It could be you're waiting for a day, waiting until this equinox portal energy, equinox threshold is fully settled and anchored in and integrated. As we integrate this weekend and work with the energies, maybe you're meant to wait until tomorrow or Sunday or Monday or next week or next month, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a long process either. It could be that you're waiting for the guidance to say yes, and it could come at any moment as if you stay open. So feel into what it means for you. Always take it all with a grain of salt and always tune in with the messages as they resonate for you, and stay open to the different possibilities and the different timelines that come through the cards as well. So there's a lot there. So 2222 on the timer. And now we're going to move into the final deck, Lemurian Star Child Oracle. This is the huge deck that I have 88 cards and 340 pages in the book itself. So there's just a lot, but they're beautiful cards and very encoded. And Lemuria is this heaven on earth, new earth energy that we are stepping into. It's that heart energy. While Atlantis was very much about the mind, Lemuria was about the heart. So we're integrating them and embodying the two. But in order for that to happen, we're really being called to heal the Atlantean energy that caused the fall, the distortions, and integrate the Lemurian energy that is much more heart-based. But they were also not so... they may have gotten a little too stuck in the moment of being too childlike in a way, if that makes sense. So we're integrating all of it into a higher expression. So travel was the first card that came out, and dragon energy. So I have been connecting with dragon energy a lot, and it's number 8. So inner and outer journeys, believe in yourself, big shifts. So there's many layers to this. So maybe you're being called to do an inward journey to some ancient civilization, some past life that you had, Lemuria, Avalon, Atlantis. It could be another past life at another time. Or maybe it's the dragon energy that you're meant to connect with. And maybe you're literally meant to like book a flight. So you know those Dove chocolates? I don't eat them very much, but they were in my immediate environment, and so I had a couple recently, and when I opened the message, they have a message inside the wrapper, and it said book the flight. I got 2 of those, so I'm like, okay, where am I booking the flight to? So there could be a literal outward journey that you're meant to go on soon. Believe in yourself, big shifts. I feel like that is a collective message for us all on, very, very obvious levels. So it was interesting because, that brand is not exactly the best, but I was thinking about the dove chakras when I pulled this. I was like, oh, that's funny. And then this card came out next, and it has literal doves. So dove, Holy Spirit. This energy came through a lot actually when I was creating the Integrating Duality Goddess Ritual Guide. So I was working with the light and dark goddesses, if that resonates with you, but it's also just an integrating duality guide. But there's a goddess transmission, and I worked with Demeter and Persephone, the myths and mysteries held within their stories, and Hathor and Sekhmet, Isis and Nephthys, and Inanna and Ereshkigal. So I was speaking into this dove energy because it's associated with many of them, the Holy Spirit. So that, if that calls to you, again, that link will be below. But integration, that's literally the message. And crystal energy, crystalline grid, everything has been coming through for me a lot. Light bodies, these figures are in their light body, so a lot of light body activation, clearing of the physical vessel. We have a lot of rainbow energy. I've seen some physical rainbows a lot, as well as prismed through glasses and water and through my crystals. So there's a lot of rainbow, and that's that aurora energy. I'm gonna do a whole thing on that, when I'm more anchored in that, because I feel very connected to it. Forgive self and others, union within as well as union without. Let go of defenses, open the door. So this is the union of polarities, which I speak into a lot in that they're pretty cheap. So anyway, if you feel resonant with that, they're available instant access. But the union of the masculine and the feminine, the union of positive and negative as a polarity and not a judgment, the union of dark and light. So this union of polarity energy is strong, and forgiveness is a huge portal for, to embody that energy. So there's a lot there in that card. And then Lemurian egg, rest, integration of divine potentials. So this feels very, very much like that being birthed through the portal energy, literally in that egg, being held. Rest, nurture, integrate is the energy. So self-care, like I said, I went into the sauna this morning, and I'm lucky I have access to that, but like taking a bath, doing any kind of self-care ritual, allow yourself to rest, to meditate, whatever it is for you. Get out in nature. Again, that's going to be really important, is a really big thing right now at this time. And then a lot more of this integrating duality energy came through the other cards. So ether and matter were embodying their spiritual essence into the physical form. The physical vessel is taking in these higher frequencies. So we have this double infinity sign, this masculine, feminine energy, like can't make it up. The cards never lie. These cards are so beautiful for this time. So spiritualized matter, new life, sparkles, bedding in the light. So this could literally be divine union for some people coming in, an upgrade to a relationship that you're already in as well. And we have number one energy. So I feel like there's like a lot of new beginning energy coming through with this as well. Dolphin, playful. So, keeping it light and fun as we, really actualize into our missions. But bedding in the light, there's a lot there. So yes, this could be physical union to birth a holy child, but it could also be within, uniting the divine feminine and the divine masculine within to birth the holy child that is you within, the light of the sun. So guidance came next. Inner compass, support, trust your guidance. So this is just a big common theme right now. The compass energy has been coming through very strong for me since the 7/7 portal earlier in July. trusting, following your true north. So your heart is your compass, and we have a lot of Avalon energy. And I also want a presence for any of the ladies watching. I am, or share rather, that I am hosting a retreat that on land that has a lot of Avalon codes, a lot of crystalline codes. It's literally embedded with crystal, and a lot of Atlantis energy there as well. So I will link the details for that below. It's over the Samhain portal, working with these light and dark goddesses, going deeper into all of this. And it's literally a rebirth portal, working with our potent creative essence, triple flame activation. So if you feel called to Avalon, we're going to be working a lot with that energy, because we have the tour here up at the top, and unicorn energy, magical vibes. But it's this trusting your true north, trusting your inner guidance, trusting the signs, the synchronicities, the knowings that are coming into your field. So fire and water came out. So here's more of that duality energy, the integrating duality. I was like, okay, here we are. Stillness amidst turmoil. So there's a lot of turmoil in the collective. So try your best to tune it out. Feel it all, what's wanting to come up. Emotional integration. Again, you cannot make this up. And I just kicked my chair. A lot of the water energy, and then we have the volcano. So this is like your inner power, to me, is what that is. It's this inner power that comes, that erupts once you've integrated the watery depths, and allow your power to emerge through you by pulling back all the pieces of self that have been stuck in the watery depths. So that, and then we're getting close to the end. Initiation came through. We have more whale energy. Deep trust, deep healing, reconnection with all. So this is, I think, just more beautiful affirmation that we're kind of this portal threshold gateway energy that we're in through this equinox portal feels really major, and it has been ramping up all year, especially the 5-5 portal when the newearth frequencies came in, and we're anchored in fully formally to the crystalline grid of the planet, and now it's up to us individuals, humanity, to anchor it in. So there's a lot of trust required, a lot of deep healing on a physical level, on an emotional level, energetic level. And the whales are here to guide us, but this is truly an initiation. And then owl energy, observe. Loving eyes see all, equanimity, see the truth, step back. So this to me is seeing with the eyes of the heart, and the heart on the owl is glowing. So we have the owl like observes, but there's a heart on the third eye of this owl. So it's really seeing with the eyes of the heart and the third eye, the mind's eye, the heart of the soul, and then the moon even, but it could be perceived as the soul star chakra. So our higher connection to source, that's a little heart as well. So I really love this. And it's like there's a ladder that we're meant to climb up to see from a higher perspective. So a bird's eye view. So loving eyes see all. So a bird's eye view perspective through the eyes of love is what this card is really about. So it could be that in a particular situation, like what are you meant to let go of? To have this perspective of it, perhaps the most loving thing is to leave things behind. And it may feel really challenging at first, but from a higher bird's eye perspective, that is for the highest good of all involved. And I just saw some aligned numbers there. So beyond cycles, so this is 10 as well. So 10 is completion. And 3322 on the timer. It's more dragon energy, but it's like kind of cultivating this earth energy. And it is 3333 on the timer. I want to share that on the 8889, but it was Lionsgate. But on 89, I did the Earth Star Chakra activation after channeling Gaia herself on 88, and this powerful Earth Dragon energy came through. That was in the Keys to Abundance, and since I'm sharing it, I'll link it below, that activation series. So find and embrace yourself, new direction, releasing old patterns. So more of this release energy and more of this moving beyond the karmic cycles. I feel like this card has come out recently as well. We're clearing all that karmic baggage of old, leaving it behind. Like this is it. This is it. Integrating duality. So it's time. It's really time. And then we have the 10-10 portal and the eclipses coming up soon. So it's like there's this finality, and yet we're always on the spiral. There's always more. But for so many of us who have been on this journey for a while, like there's this huge layer of completion and moving into the next portal. Okay, and the next one is Lemurian Shaman, which I thought was interesting. But again, this Lemurian energy, the shadow dissolving in gaze of truth, a lot of this truth energy coming through, going beyond fear. And then again, we have initiation. So we have these common themes being reflected in the cards, which I think is just beautiful affirmation. And again, this eye energy, like the owl card. So, and then this third eye being activated, and more dolphin energy. So the dolphins, like the whales, are 5D high frequency. They're that sound energy, but it's this beautiful pink dolphin coming up out of the water, very little water energy. So it's like once you've done this deep shamanic healing, this deep inner journey work, that inner journey card came out earlier as well. So it may be like a shamanic journey that you're being called to go on. Butterfly energy has actually been coming up for me. It's been a common one, but when I speak with one friend, she always sees a monarch butterfly when she speaks to me. So I think that's really beautiful. And yeah, so and then this golden energy on the outside of the card is just catching my eye. So it's like weaving golden threads, golden activation of our golden DNA codes. I really see it as crystalline, but this golden energy wants to be shared for sure. So yeah, lots in that card, lots in each of these cards on their own. And then the final card is Know Yourself, which I felt like just kind of wraps it all up. And she's got this beautiful, like, free to express herself, belly dancer energy, like she's dancing with life. Meditate. Who am I? So, you know, talking about the inner journey, but who are you? Who are you truly on a soul level without all the conditioning and the baggage? And maybe you're literally meant to leave some baggage behind, like old clothes, like donate them, upcycle them. But you know, some things hold emotions from the past that we're meant to let go of. So the veil is lifting and opening. This is an opening of our heart, an opening of our truth. So there's a lot there in the cards. I mentioned the integrating duality. I already shared that. So if you're interested, I'll just drop the links for the details below, and the golden keys and the retreat as well. So there's much to share going forward. So if this resonates with you, I would love to hear how these energies have been feeling for you this week as we're in this portal moving forward, and what's been coming up for you, how this resonates, this card pull. The cards never lie. This is a lot, I know. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes, subscribes, the comments, the shares, all of it. And if you're feeling resonance with anything that I've shared of the other stuff, that'll all be linked below. So thank you so much for your support. I'm sending you so much love, onward and upward in love and light, and I will see you soon.